This video is brought to you by my amazing Patreon supporters. If you'd like to help support the channel and keep it going, consider becoming a Patreon today. Link is in the description below. Released in 1998 but set in 1999, Belly is considered a cult classic, and for good reason. But at the time of its release, critics blasted the film. In turn, it only made $9.6 million at the box office against a $3 million budget. Based originally on a story by Nas, the film follows Tommy and his friend Sincere. They're both gangsters who make a good living dealing drugs and pulling armed robberies. They've been able to move out of the ghetto in Queens and relocate to an upscale section of Manhattan. They seem to have it made, but both realize that their lives are headed toward a dangerous dead end. The best way I could describe Belly is if you were to take De Palma, Argento, and Scorsese, throw their style and storytelling into a blender with late 90s East Coast rap, you'd get Hype Williams' underappreciated and often overlooked film. Even DMX's character, Tommy, is named after Joe Pesci's character in Goodfellas. Belly is a hard-hitting and unapologetic film, and has all the hallmarks of a 70s exploitation film. Visually, this film is an absolute treat. Vivid colors, deep, rich blacks, and distorted lenses give the film its own unique flair. The framing of shots give the scene a kind of fluidity. This lends itself well as we descend into the gritty and violent lifestyle that Tommy and Sincere lead. The set and costume designs also lend itself to make Belly stand out amongst other films coming out at the time. Speaking of the production design, all the houses and vehicles used in the movie were those of the artists. Another interesting tidbit is that all the scenes where the characters are smoking cannabis are real, so those blunts being smoked aren't props. While filming Belly, the production was hindered by clashes between the director and the producers, budget constraints, and cast members showing up drunk, high, or late. Much of the $3 million budget was used up on the film's opening scene. June Ambrose, the film's costume designer, recalled that Hype wanted the film's shiny look to forecast what the hip-hop genre was gonna look like in the millennium. Hype also revealed that Jay-Z was considered for the film's title role. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the soundtrack, which included artists such as DMX, Ja Rule, Method Man, Nas, D'Angelo, just to name a few. As far as issues I have with the film, the script and dialogue is pretty rough. It doesn't feel totally fleshed out and feels like a first draft. And as much as I love Nas as an artist, he doesn't have nearly the same charisma that DMX does on screen. It's not that I don't like his performance, I just feel like it's a bit too laid back and doesn't hold my interest as much. With all that said, I give Belly an add to the collection. After more than 20 years since its release, Belly still holds up well as a gritty exploitation film that I feel was ahead of its time. This video was made possible by my lovely Patreon supporters. If you'd like to help support the work I do, become a Patreon today. Link is in the description below. Also, don't forget to leave a like, it helps out the channel a ton. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on, so you don't miss a single video. Thank you so much for coming by, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
Make sure you rise above all this madness out here. Mind elevation, man. Fuck that petty shit. You don't need it.